Hello, it's Dr. Domino and the Sunny 11, and welcome back to another episode of our podcast. Today's album is G-Sides by Gorillaz.
Well, this mixtape, it's, pretty decent for me. Since, it's just a mixtape with a lot of songs that are from Gorillaz' debut album. It has the two remixes of the song are pretty good, but I think all of the tracks are pretty forgettable. They're kind of forgettable in my opinion.
I agree, most of the tracks were pretty forgettable, which brings my score down. Like, it brings my score down, like, a lot. I thought the Soul Child remix of 19-2000 and the Sounder were good tracks, but the rest of it is super forgettable. I mean, Five Life's version of Clint Eastwood was okay. It's not the best, but it's at least decent.
Yeah, it's at least decent. Well, for me, I think the best tracks in the mixtape are basically the sounder and Left Hand Suzuki Method. Those are pretty good tracks for me.
So
I think I'll give it. I'll give it. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Since I think for me the most boring song of the mixtape, I think it was 1-2-3.
1-2-3 was a pretty boring track. It didn't really have much to it.
Yeah.
I can barely even remember what it sounded like. It's that forgettable and
Yeah.
meh. I'm gonna give the mixtape / compilation album, whatever it is, a 4 out of 10. It wasn't that good, in my opinion.
I think what the rating gives it an 7 out of 10 for me. I think it's the album cover. The album cover is pretty cool in my opinion.
I have to admit, it is a decent album cover. Maybe that'll knock it up to a 5 out of 10. Let's do a 5 out of 10, actually.
Alright. Yeah, the album cover is actually pretty good. I like the art and stuff. It's pretty good.
Yeah, Noodle standing there with like a toy dinosaur in her head.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. And the rest of the crew.
Well, basically, there's another one which is like a skeleton toy, I think. Yeah, it was like a skeleton toy. I think if you hear it on Spotify, it's basically the toy dinosaur, and with adult content stuff.
Yeah, I listened to it on Spotify.
Yeah, but like on YouTube, it's like it doesn't have like the 18 plus logo, and
the parental
it
advisory
also has
sticker.
a skeleton toy.
You mean the parental advisory sticker?
Yeah, that one.
So, a few of these songs were originally on the debut Gorillaz album, which is called... I'll give you 5 seconds to guess what it's called. Gorillaz.
Yeah, Gorillaz.
Like, for example, Clint Eastwood, 19-2000, at least... 19-2000 was on Gorillaz. but
Yeah.
the versions of 19-2000 that were on G-sides were remixes, like the Soul Child remix and the Wise Guy's House of Wisdom remix, which later on I went to Album of the Year, looked at it.
But Clint Eastwood is also remixed.
Yeah, oh, that's true, because it's the Phi Life Cypher version.
Yeah.
And it's like this.
They just they just basically take out all of their lyrics.
Yeah,
with another guy.
Yeah, with
basically
a different person.
Yeah.
Who I had never heard of until I listened to this album.
Like, yeah, for real. Like, that's why it's, like, pretty forgettable. Like, it's not like the original ones.
Also,
so that's why.
Some other tracks that were on G-sides that were also on the Gorillaz debut, called Gorillaz, were Dracula and Left Hand Suzuki Method, who, fun fact, on the album come right after each other.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's pretty decent. The mixtape is pretty decent, in my opinion, but tracks are pretty forgettable and stuff, you know, and it's, like, not the original. And also, I think also, it has 2 remixes of the same song, so I think that's why I give it an 8 out of 10.
So I went to Album of the Year, and I looked at other people's reviews, and most people are giving it like a 5 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10. But the one track that apparently ruins it for everyone is the Wise Guy's House of Wisdom remix of 19-2000. And this might seem a little bit controversial, but I thought that remix was better than the Soul Child remix.
For me, I don't really think both of them were really, really good. In my opinion, they seem pretty decent, in my opinion.
I thought both the remixes were decent. It's just like, the vibe of the second remix, Wise Guy's House of Wisdom. I just liked it. It was like that. It was like house music.
Yeah, but the thing is that, why would you have two remixes of the same song? Like, I think for me, one remix is actually pretty good, but like having 2 remixes of the same song, I don't think, it's not that good.
Yeah, like having
having like 2 tracks, like having two remixes of the same track, for me, I think that's just what it gives it, like, oh, it's a decent album, oh, it's not that good, oh, blah blah blah.
Yeah, I thought both the remixes were actually decent, but Clint Eastwood, the Phi Life Cypher version, I do not like it nearly as much as the original. And the original Clint Eastwood is my favorite Gorillaz song, like, by far. It's a great track.
Yeah, but I think the 2 songs
that just ruined it.
For me, what? Oh, what?
It just ruins it for me, the fact that they got rid of their original lyrics and now it's just some other dude that I've never heard of.
Yeah, they just, I think for me, it just doesn't sound good. Like, why are you like, why are you like not, putting any type of, like, you like singing or something of, like, Gorillaz, like, it like changed the fact that you're like listening to Gorillaz. Like, it's just a completely another person.
Like, okay, here's another example of a track that was super forgettable and a track that ruined the album. Faust. Foss is literal. It's basically just like sitting there for 3.5 minutes hoping something happens, and then when something does happen, it's just some random Japanese words, and the track is instrumental for 2.5 minutes.
Whoa. For me, Falls was a good track. That might seem a pretty bit controversial, but for me, I think it was pretty good.
I didn't think it was that good.
But everybody has their own opinions. Everybody has them.
Exactly.
But for me, I think it's a pretty good track. But I think it gives a little bit of like, oh, it's like pretty decent. But for me, it just takes it to pretty bit decent because it's just pretty instrumental for almost the whole song, and basically the only thing that it just says in the song, it's just basically random Japanese words.
Yeah. Here's a track we haven't covered yet. Latin Simone. Oh, it was like one of the best tracks on the album. It was okay. It was nice.
Yeah.
But
I think
the rest of the album,
tracks,
of the album after that, except for the sounder, is 3 out of 10 for me.
For me, I think the two tracks that like ruined the mixtape, I think it was 1 to the 3 and Clean Eastwood and the Clean Eastwood remix.
Yeah. Neither of those were very good. I mean,
no.
His rap is okay. Life Cypher's rap is fine. It can't replace the original version. It just can't. It can't.
Yeah, it can.
Mm-hmm. It has to accept that it is not the original Clint Eastwood. And Gorillaz needs to delete the track from existence. Just joking.
I think so. I really think so.
Actually, if they removed this album from existence, I wouldn't be fazed.
Yeah. We also haven't reviewed Hip Albatross, right?
We haven't talked about that yet, no. And
yeah,
it was the most forgettable on the album that I don't even remember it at all. I just remember sitting there playing games. I don't even remember what was going on in it.
yeah, that was. I think I really agree on you. Like,
yeah,
it was really forgettable in my opinion and yours. I think it was pretty forgettable.
All right, so I'm just gonna play a little bit of it until my memory comes back.
I don't remember anything.
1 out of 10. It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
For me, I think 3 out of 10.
It's just... the audio quality is just so bad. It's horrible. It's worst Gorillaz song by far.
Yeah, for me, I think the track was worse than my mic I'm using right now.
LOL.
Yeah. But it's pretty forgettable, and it's just the quality is really, really bad. That's what it takes it down a lot. That's why it takes it to like 3 out of 10 for me. So that's why. What? Oh, Ghost Train, right. Ghost Train. Yeah. Yeah, same. I think the same. I think I'll also give it a 5 out of 10. I guess so. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, I just realized my mic was muted. It's almost like this was lazily put together in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
LOL.
Yeah.
Ghost
Yeah.
train!
Ghost train.
Ghost train!
Ghost train.
Ghost train! So I guess that's like all of the content on the album, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna knock it down to a 2 out of 10. That's
Ooh.
the first time I've knocked an album down like that. So,
Oh, damn.
anyways, thanks for watching our album review. I would not recommend this to anyone unless you're a fan of very mediocre albums, which I doubt. So, anyways,
Yeah.
thanks for
Same.
watching. Like and subscribe, and peace out. Oh, by the
Peace.
way, before we go, just so you know, hey, that kind of rhymed. Before we go, just so you know, we're on Audio Mac and SoundCloud, so make sure you follow us there and here and there. We'll be everywhere.